The other week, Chloe Swarbrick and Karen Schuer appeared on a panel moderated by Ryan Bridge. The main topic of the panel was taxes and rich people. I thought a few moments from this panel were quite interesting and warrant a response from me. Let's get into it.
Because we had the rich list come out, and we had Graham Hart, I think, was second, and we had the Mowbrays up the top with billions and billions and squillions of dollars. And Chloe says tax them, and Karen, you say not. Why not?
Look, I mean, there's always going to be people that are successful in this world, and we need to start celebrating success and actually teaching people to strive for success and not to feel ashamed of it.
There is this fallacious assumption that if you are rich, that means you made a great contribution to society. This is a load of crap. You can get rich from misleading people, you can get rich from being amoral, you can get rich from exploiting workers and consumers, you can get rich from selling weapons to bad people, you can get rich from exploiting and polluting the environment. Being successful does not mean you are a good person, and it does not mean you made a good contribution to society. We need to discard this false assumption. And it is working people that make society possible. Without working people, you cannot have a functioning society. But notice working people will never get this kind of praise and admiration. It is reserved for rich people who are often greedy, amoral idiots who have made no valuable contribution to society whatsoever. Sometimes the rich are literally responsible for people's poverty. They mercilessly exploit workers and consumers. They bribe politicians to strip workers and consumers of their rights. Of course, there is no mention of the elephant in the room. Karen Shaw represents a party that has received hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in big money donations. To say a conflict of interest is present is putting it lightly. I think that should be pointed out. But Ryan Bridge won't be doing that. He would fit into the ACT Party quite well, as he soon makes clear.
From an IRD report from 2023 that the wealthiest people in this country pay an effective tax rate less than half of that of the average New Zealander.
Because of property, right? Because of property. Because we don't tax property, and that's our biggest asset for most of us normal, mere mortals.
No, but more so than that, Ryan, because of the fact that wealthy people are able to arrange their finances in such a way that they can hire the lawyers and the accountants to hide their wealth and not pay fairly towards the society that they have earned this wealth from.
Let's tax the bejesus out of them. Let's just say that as a starting point, to pay for lots of things that I don't doubt are worthy. What happens to them? Do they stay in New Zealand, Karen?
Look how laughably biased Ryan Bridge is as a moderator. Hilarious that anyone thinks the media is all left-wing propagandists. I mean, look at this. He literally takes multiple shots at Chloe and then sets up Karen Schuer's argument for her without giving Chloe a chance to even respond. I mean, what a joke. Well, we know who will be replacing Mike Hosking when he retires. How can you pretend to be a serious journalist and then provide such a laughably biased moderation of the debate? You could be forgiven for thinking he was the ACT Party MP. He is pushing right-wing arguments more aggressively than Karen is. But the decline continues.
What happens to them? Do they stay in New Zealand, Karen?
Oh, they'll find other ways. They'll find other ways to use their money. And we're seeing that out in our communities, because you'll find that our richest people in this country are actually quite generous when it comes to charities. And if you look around this country at the moment, charities are screaming out saying that their donations are dropping because businesses and people who are working really hard to get ahead, actually, when we propose taxes and when we propose costs like this on them, the people that miss out the most are the people that they're trying to help, they're trying to build up, create jobs for, and that they're helping in the communities.
I think that thing, I get it if it's intergenerational wealth that's been handed down and no one's had to work for it. But if you look at the two most wealthy in New Zealand, Graham Hart's business, he started with one truck by himself and then leveraged the hell out of his business in order to grow it. took on huge personal debt and burden and stress and sacrifice, no doubt, for him and his family. And as for the Mowbrays, they were reportedly spending $1 to $2 a day to survive when they had their business in its growth stage. So what do you say to those types, those entrepreneurial types, who perhaps didn't start from a privileged place?
That there's currently 500,000 New Zealanders who are needing to access food banks every single week, that we have persistent rates of child poverty, and that we can address those things if we choose to make sensible decisions to invest to end those issues. That requires a fair tax system.
What a joke. We see these blatantly contradictory narratives. Wealthy people supposedly want to spend money to create jobs, and they donate huge amounts of money to charity. They are so generous. Also, if you slightly raise taxes on them, they will all leave the country. These are contradictory narratives. So which one is it? Are they generous or are they greedy? Are they selfish or are they selfless? We often see contradictory narratives because these people are not concerned with coherence or consistency. They are just tools defending the interests of the elite. And look how eager they were to lick the boot of the wealthy, going on and on about their hard work, as though they are somehow special. Countless New Zealanders work incredibly hard, and most of them will never be rich. This romanticisation of the wealthy needs to stop. It is a simple fact that the rich do less work and have more money by definition. It is the working class that keeps the wheels turning. It is the rich that sit back, pay people to manage their businesses for them, and make massive profit. They are more dependent than any beneficiary. They are nothing without their workers. That is why they fear the trade unions so much. It is time for a radical pro-worker realignment.